Hi everybody, thought I would get on tonight and say hi and how everybody's going. And Mercury's out of retrograde now, which is really good. So things will start moving forward energetic, like electronically and things like that. All the little minor irritations, and some of them not so minor, maybe cars not starting or not getting to appointments, or technological things. All of those things are past, but now Saturn's gone retrograde. So what that means is, hi Julie, planet of discipline, all of the old structures and things going backwards. So I feel like in this time, because this is between now and October, I sort of feel like in this time, a lot of the old structures and foundations, you can see them shattering around, you can see them shattering within all of us. And it just feels like, we're coming into a really powerful time now of the deconstruction of everything, and this is where it's, again, we need to be, thanks Julie. Yeah, so this is the deconstruction of all of the old systems, and also the deconstruction of ourselves. But I was having a conversation in the weekend with someone, and we're talking about why is it that in this time that we're in, there's so many amazingly powerful souls, like so powerful, world creator powerful. We know who we are, we know what we are here to do, living such small, insignificant lives. And it's such a dichotomy because we're all made in the likeness of gods and goddesses, so we're sort of growing into that energy. We've all come at, well, a lot of us have come in knowing that we've got a purpose being here in this lifetime, but there's in that frustration of, what's the purpose, how's it going to manifest, all of that sort of stuff. But really amazingly powerful beings struggling to survive, struggling financially, or just it's like limping along and existing. So I don't know what the answer to it is, but it was just like a really interesting conversation, just something sort of like an observation, just sort of making at the moment of, you know, it's like this state of limbo. Hi, Wayan. It's like the state of limbo that we've been in for a really long time. We're all powerful, powerful, powerful beings. There's been all of this domination and control and manipulation, mind control. Oh my gosh, watching the Royals over the weekend and seeing how many people are still asleep. It's like, oh my God, like how many thousands of people they're celebrating, and totally oblivious to what's going on, totally oblivious to the actual evil and darkness and everything that's going on beneath the surface. And there's this great big facade that's being put on there, and you could see the fakeness of it. You could see the fakeness of the clones, if you want to call them that, or the body doubles. I'm not sure what it was, but it definitely wasn't real. But it's like just this big polarity, and people are just cruising along asleep, blindly, totally oblivious to what's going on. So their lives are fine, it just feels like their lives are fine. They'll blindly take, whatever poison they're offered, and they may as well just go and jump onto the trains for the gas chambers, because that's how it's happened in the past. But it's really hard now, sort of living in this polarity that we're in of, knowing we are these amazing creative beings, knowing that all of this amazing stuff is coming, all of this beautiful abundance and all of that sort of stuff. But it's really hard to believe it when everyone's just sort of treading water, and we're all just existing at the moment. Nobody's actually living, nobody's actually really thriving, or you might be thriving within yourself, but not maybe necessarily thriving in your life, and all of the restrictions and everything that have been put on people, so no one could sort of move freely. And even if you could move freely, it's just like there's layers and layers and layers of energy. So I thought I would just do a meditation tonight and maybe try and lift that layer. I know that at the moment, what is coming up for people to be addressing is the persecution wound. And this is the deepest wound, especially of the light workers. This is the wound of, being burnt, being hung, being raped, being sacrificed, divine masculine, feminine. We've come through as men and women in our lifetimes, but this wound of persecution. So there's that, maybe that subconscious fear. Oh yes, I've got this big mission that I'm here to do, but I'm afraid that I'm going to be burnt again, or I'm afraid that I'm going to be, hung, drawn and quartered again, or all of the things. I just finished a session with someone, and part of that session, it was past life session, and part of that was observing, you know, a public hanging and the trauma, just of observing that had carried through from all of the lifetimes. So we've been programmed with all of these layers of trauma, all of these layers of persecution, all of these layers of not being enough. And no matter how powerful we are, there's still that little wound that's deep inside, deep at the core, that prevents us from maybe stepping fully into our power and stepping fully into our light. What they have underestimated is the persecutors through the time. So it's the same witch burners, the same pedophiles, and the same naysayers. So the naysayers are the ones that will blindly follow, that will wear their masks, that will get their jabs, they'll throw the stones at the people that are being hung because that's what everybody else is doing, because they don't know how to think for themselves. Religion's responsible for so much. You know, people have been, you know, fear has been instilled in them in the name of God, and God's not about fear, God's about love. God's the observer. Humanity is the creator of the situations and the realities. So we've had all of this programming and indoctrination and all of these things that have been put upon us, but what they've also underestimated is the power of the divine feminine and the divine masculine rising now, because, you know, we've been through the ages, you know, we've been burnt, we've been raped, we've been sacrificed, we've been cut to pieces, we've been absolutely annihilated, but each time we get back up stronger. So this is the power that we're all stepping into. But I feel like we need to release that persecution wound that's at the deep, you know, it's just at the deep core, so that people can thrive. There's also the religious programming, you know, like in the Bible, you know, people that charge for their services. So if I charge for my services, I'm a charlatan, you know, because it's like I'm not doing, well, you know, you've got to feed your family. Everybody's got a gift. You go to your doctor, you pay the doctor. You know, you go to the grocer, you buy your food. So there's all of this programming, all of this layers of stuff that's sort of coming up to the surface now. And I feel like with this Saturn going retrograde, a lot of that old stuff and the old foundational stuff is going to come up to be addressed. So if we can stay on top of it and stay in our light and stay in our power and trust in the knowing that we have come here for a really big mission. Hi, Renelle. We have come here as these amazing big creator beings. We are world creators, and that we are co-creating the Golden Dawn. And I know it's really, really hard at the moment to comprehend that when we've been in this survival mode for such a long time. And the last 3 years, it seems to have been amplified just by everything that's been going on. But this has also been the opportunity, you know, to break through all of those inner restraints. And, you know, our life purpose is to become who we are. That's all. That's our life purpose. And then every day, every moment, our life purpose is to be the best version of who we are. And it's about learning to love ourselves unconditionally. And there was also another conversation I had in the weekend, which I found really interesting, and it all sort of ties in together, is that, you know, the statement, you know, love thyself as you love thy neighbour, or love thy neighbour as you love thyself. And this friend said that what her interpretation was, and it made a lot of sense, is that, you know, loving the ego self is actually loving the neighbour, loving our ego selves, loving who we are, warts and all, loving all of the goodness, the badness, the dark, because we can't know our light without knowing our darkness. So that's loving the neighbour as you love thyself. So I don't know if that makes sense, but it just sort of tying in, like all of us, we are such powerful creative beings. We are such amazing, magnificent beings. And at the moment, we're walking on this energetic tightrope of trust and faith and knowing that things are going to be really great, but it feels like that keeps shifting, because what they've been doing also is, so through all of this, you know, we've been given dates, you know, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. So you get excited, you get, you know, you have this sense of anticipation that something's going to happen, then nothing happens. So it's disappointment, because they keep shifting the timelines. So we need to shift this persecution wound, and we also need to come back into the true timeline of what is right here, right now, so that we don't get sucked into all of these things that are going on, all of these old patterns and constructs that have been programmed for so long, all of the mind control, you know, those that are still blindly watching the news and believing, soaking up every word that they're saying, and it's just, you can't, like the chasm between now, and it's not about a divide of them and us, it's just like an energetic divide now. It's hard, you can't even comprehend or relate to that world anymore. It's such a, it's, so we're sort of in this in-between stage at the moment. We're sort of sitting in this limbo, knowing that we're all powerful beings, feeling frustrated because we're not quite sure how that's going to show up in the world. And it just feels like this is the dichotomy that we've been living in, like the duality. So I just feel now, if we do a meditation and maybe we can sort of start shifting that energy. We're coming up to a really, really big full moon. I think it's around the 17th, and it's in Sagittarius, so it's all about truth speaking. Sagittarian's my moon, so I'll probably be more blunt than I normally am, speaking more truth. People don't like it, but you know, that's what it is, and that's what our life purpose is to be unapologetically who you are, you know, unapologetically accepting and loving all of the parts of ourselves, not disowning those parts of ourselves, or not feeling anymore that we're unworthy or that we're not enough, because we haven't got time for that anymore. It's all illusions of the mind. So this is about coming into alignment. I don't know how the meditation's going to look, because I never do, but I just sort of get this sense that maybe if we can at some level shift that wound of persecution, you know, that fear of getting out there and being rejected, or you know, doing our big work and we're going to be burnt at the stake, because that's always in the back of the psyche, and that's what's coming up to be addressed at the moment. So we've all got it in different ways. So part of the goal in life is to become rejection proof, because no one can reject you except for you. And that's a big one to swallow, but actually no one's rejecting you except for you. No one's saying, oh my God, I look fat in this, and oh my God, I don't like this, and only you are doing that, or me. We're doing it to ourselves. Nobody else is rejecting us. But if we're rejecting ourselves, we're attracting that rejection, because that's what we expect. It's the same thing of, you know, that feeling of not being enough, and oh my God, I can't do it yet, I'm not ready, you know, this person's better, or this, nobody's better than anybody else. We're all equal. We've all got amazing gifts and skills to share, and it's about not being afraid of being who we are. People are always going to judge, because we're programmed for that, but again, no one can judge us as much as we judge ourselves. You're in cold Melbourne, it's cold on the Gold Coast too. I've got my big, it's really cold here today. Yeah, so it's about learning to trust ourselves, learning to just trust that, you know, if you can be the best version of yourself in every day, that's your life purpose. And moving into that, just knowing that greatness, and that this small lives that we're living at the moment is only temporary, but what it will do, and what it is doing, is peeling back the layers, so that when all of this abundance does come, and to me abundance comes from the heart, you know, what are you giving from the heart? Hi Helen. You know, what are you giving the heart? What, because that abundance will come from the heart, and when you're in your heart, the abundance will flow. So how can we be the big beings that we're here, and live the big lives that match the souls that we are? So again, that's where creating, coming into that place of where we're co-creating the future realities. You know, how do you want it to look? Because when you've felt like crap for a really long time, what does feeling good look like? You know, when you've been unhappy for a long, because it's all a habit too, you know, like our minds get into a groove of feeling depressed, or feeling down, or feeling, oh my God, it's cold and I can't cope today, or whatever it is, you know, wherever our mind goes, the energy will flow. So it's about staying in that high vibration. I know it's really hard at the moment. I've had so many people at the moment, they're just at their wits' end. So, you know, if I can do anything to help bridge that at the moment, or if we can reassure anybody around us that it is only temporary, different things are triggering us in different ways, and different lifetimes are being triggered as well too, like our multi-dimensional selves are coming forward to be healed. So there's just so many layers of stuff going on, and energetically we're being upgraded, our DNA is being upgraded, everything about us is changing, and the world that we used to live in, that we used to be a part of, is just slipping away, because the unreality of that third dimensional world, it just doesn't fit anymore. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense, but yeah, it's just it's a really frustrating time at the moment. So yeah, so we'll do a meditation and see what comes through with that. And yeah, we'll just see what comes through. So yeah, anybody, let me know how you're going, if you're struggling with anything. A lot of people are struggling at the moment. You know, it's like that sense of isolation again. It's like, you know, the what the fuck moments. What the fuck? You know, what the fuck? There's so much more of that. Yeah, a lot of people are having really crazy dreams, and really people are having good dreams as well too. But yeah, it's just such a crazy time. It's such a crazy time, and you can feel the battles going on in all of the dimensions. Like you can feel the battles going on in the sky. You can feel the battles going on underneath us. You can feel the battles of the mind and the egos of all of the narcissists and pedophiles that are ruling the world, that are trying to make their, you know, make their perversions and disgusting things normal. There's nothing normal about it. So the sooner they're off the planet, the better. So yes, lots of what the F moments, absolutely. So yeah, so I don't know if I'm making sense, but anyway, I feel like I'm just burbling, but I know what I'm trying to say, but I don't feel tonight that I'm actually getting it across in the way that I would normally. But anyway, we'll do a meditation and see what comes through, and just got to keep trusting, just got to keep knowing that we're here. We are here as the creators of the world. The Pleiadians, oh, the Pleiadians showed themselves awesome. They are, and they are showing themselves. And also too, we need to not be afraid of that, because we come from that. You know, we come from these other dimensional beings. I did a session with a lady today, and her cat had died recently. And oh my God, he came through, and he's a very unusual. His name was Coco, and he was a very unusual cat. He had blue eyes, and he had this cocoa. He was, I think, he was like a Siamese or something like that. Well, he came through as a lion cat, the size of a lion, you know. So they are showing themselves now. They are, and we just have to invite it and not be afraid of it, because that's who we are. Like, this is the frustration that we have, because we come from these other dimensions that are so highly evolved, and they're so love and abundant, and they're so, you know, like telepathic and in their hearts. And that's why the frustration is for us at the moment, especially as empaths and light workers and starseeds, whatever you want to call it. But it's really difficult for us at the moment, because we're picking up on everything, and we've got that yearning, you know. I don't know, I know so many people have just got that yearning, just want to go home, but we have to come home into ourselves. So yeah, I'll stop waffling. I'm going to post this on my YouTube channel, so if you can subscribe on my YouTube, because I am moving away from here. So if you can subscribe and comment and all of that stuff that they say, please like, share and subscribe. I'm still not used to that yet, but it just feels like, you know, we're in this limbo. It feels like we've been in for a really, really long time. Things are shifting, things are moving. We're still not seeing any tangible proof of it in one sense, but in your heart, that, like, the knowing, for me, it just gets stronger and stronger. It's just like, no matter what happens, we're going to be okay. We are prepared for this. We just need to get ourselves energetically prepared, you know, whether it's getting your physical body right, or changing your diet, or you know, cutting out more people in your life, because there's more people sort of showing up, and that there's just, it's just an incompatibility of energy now, you know. And it's not about the person, it's just like the energy is just not compatible anymore. And just calling in the people that are compatible, you know, calling in that energy, calling in that vision that we have, that we know that we've come here to do. And even though it feels like it's unbelievable, dreams always, like, things always start in the ethers. People's visions always come, you know, in the mind, and then it comes into the physical reality. So whatever it is, they say it's coming closer. I just feel like if we keep coming closer into our hearts, that's the best thing that we can do. So I'll shut up now, and we'll do a meditation and see what comes through. So just take a really, really deep, deep breath, and just breathe your shoulders up and back and down. And as you breathe out, just let go of any anxiety, any feeling of oversensitivity, any worry, any fear about the future. Just breathe it all out. And as you breathe in, breathing in spirit, just breathing in pure spirit, pure divinity, pure love, and just feel it coming into your cells, your atoms and your DNA, coming into your auric field. Just feel this beautiful energy, and again breathing out all of the stress and all of the tension, all of that fear of rejection and persecution. Someone said the other day, go out and get persecuted because you know you're making a difference. So let's change the energy of that, being unapologetically who we are, speaking our truth from our hearts. And now there's a golden beam of light coming down from the central sun, coming down around each and every person's auric field. And as it comes down, we're calling in the higher selves of all of the beings that are present, all of those that will watch this around the world in different time zones, and calling in the higher selves of the 144,000 enlightened beings that are here at this time to assist in the upliftment of humanity, for the raising of the consciousness, and for leaving all that no longer serves us behind. As we come into this time of Saturn return, all of the old structures and systems will be revisited. All of that which no longer serves humanity will be crushed so that the new systems can be put in place. And in this time of devolution, in this time of destruction of ourselves, as we deconstruct ourselves and reconstruct ourselves back to the way that we know that we are meant to be, as all of our multidimensional aspects come in whole and healed, and all of our soul fragments through all dimensions in time and space, we now call to you to come forth and to stand in the wholeness and sovereignty of each individual on this planet. As we look around the planet, we see millions upon millions of these beautiful golden pillars of light and the higher self energy coming in for all of the beings on the planet that are ready for this awakening and for this ascension. We're also calling in all of the codes, all of the fifth dimensional codes of remembering who we are, all of our gifts, all of our knowledge, all of our wisdom, all of that which we were burned for, all of that which we were sacrificed for, that divinity that we carry within us that is untouchable, it is unburnable, it is indestructible. That source of divinity within each and every one of us that has brought us back lifetime after lifetime stronger than ever before. And through this process of evolution that we've come through, all fear and resistance has been released. Feel now the power and the force of this as you reclaim your divinity. Imagine through all of the lifetimes from the beginning of time, there is a seed that has been planted. And this is a seed of love, of truth, of growth, of harmony. So taking all of our consciousness now back to the beginning of time, back to the beginning of evolution. See now your soul choosing to come to this physical planet. Some may be not choosing to come, some may be coming against their wishes, but knowing that this is necessary for our journey, for the evolution of humanity at this time. See now all of the resistance of that as we claimed our physical bodies, as we came to this physical planet from all dimensions in time and space, from all races, from all other dimensional aspects, from all other galaxies. So see now these seeds of creation beginning, and they've come through the evolution of the lifetime. See a burst of light, and this burst of light is a spark of divinity within each and every soul that has come to this dimension in time and space. There is also another seed that was planted, and this is a seed of darkness, and this is a seed of evil. But this is the seed that also has been allowed by those who haven't been taught to think for themselves, or to trust in their own divinity, or to trust within themselves for the answers that they seek. So this seed of darkness also has exploded onto the planet, and with it has brought tyranny and control and disempowerment and dysfunction and narcissistic, abusive behavior from every level, for man, for woman, for child, for governments, for schools, See now these two seeds beside each other, the dark and the light, and see the equality in both of them. And see now the light becoming so bright that it shines itself into the core of the darkness. And as it does, all of that darkness within every mind, every body, and every spirit is dispelled. For without the darkness, we cannot have our light. So feel now the power of this, and giving thanks to the darkness, giving thanks to the dysfunction, giving thanks to all of the tyranny and the evil that we as humanity have allowed. And also giving thanks to the power and empowerment that has brought about for us. And for the strengthening of the light that comes with it, the courage, the releasing of all fear, the standing in the sovereignty. We can be burnt, we can be hung, we can be dismembered, we can be sacrificed, but you cannot destroy our spirit. So see now the spirits of all of the divinity within the planet now rising to the full potential, to the full power of what it is. And as it does so, the dark is extinguished. And as the dark is extinguished, it brings with it all of the lessons, all of the blessings, and all of the learnings that we've had through the lifetimes. How powerful we really are. How much the human and the human body and the psyche can actually physically tolerate. And knowing that at the core nothing can shatter your spirit, your spark of divinity. So feel now the spark of divinity within you rising like a violet flame, coming up from the base all the way through your central column, cleansing through the base all of the trauma, all of the sacrifice, all of the violation, all of the ancestral lines now being cleansed and cleared through all of the base chakras, through all of the wombs of humanity now, releasing this base evil, darkness that has destroyed the divine feminine, that has emasculated the divine masculine now. See this darkness being extinguished with the light of divinity and the violet flame that comes up into the base, empowering now, bringing the divine masculine and feminine together, the divine mother and father, whole and healed. All of the soul fragments of humanity now that have been shattered and scattered across the planet are now coming back whole and healed, more powerful than ever before. Bringing this violet flame energy now into the sacral, the place of passion, of creativity, of sensuality, and the place of the inner child. And now with this violet flame, we release all of the violation of the children, all of the stealing of the innocence, and see now the innocence of humanity, of the children within, and the children around us now being restored. See now the divine in a boy and in a girl within each and every one of us, with a golden circle of light around each of them and a sword of truth. And see the divine masculine, feminine inner child being united, working together in harmony, powerful, intuitive, all feelings and emotions clear, unapologetically who we are. This violet flame now comes up into the sacral, and as it does, it's like a central sun being ignited within every being on this planet. All of the false belief systems of not being enough, of being unworthy, of being unlovable, of being unacceptable, of being all of the lies of the mind and the psyche that we've believed through the ages, now being cleansed and cleared with this violet flame, and the solar plexus of all of humanity now being ignited like the central suns. And feel now the power of intuition, of creativity, of spontaneity, of fun, of joy, of laughter being ignited within every being on the planet, for darkness cannot survive where joy resides. Feel now this powerful energy, this violet flame coming up into the physical heart. And as it does, it burns away through all dimensions of time and space, right back to the beginning of time, all heartbreak, all loss, all depression, all deep sorrow, loss of loved ones, loss of life. Feel now this heart being fully ignited, being cleansed and cleared of these wounds of dysfunction. the hearts that have been closed to love by design. For love is our greatest weapon and is the greatest force on the planet. So see now all hearts of humanity being ignited with this flame of divinity. And the violet flame is again transmuting all of the darkness, all of the fear. This energy now comes up into the spiritual heart that sits between the throat and the physical heart. And as it does, the violet flame ignites all of your gifts from all of your lifetimes, all of the wisdom that you have brought forth, all of the magic that you have shared and you've been persecuted for. See now this being fully embodied and empowered. And feel now the spiritual heart being activated with all of your codes of remembering. Your 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and beyond dimensional codes now being activated in the spiritual heart. All of your magic and gifts and power and passion from all of your lifetimes now being reignited. And as you stand in the full sovereignty, claiming all of the magic and the power of who you are, claiming your superconscious self, all of that which has created fear and tyranny is now disintegrated within the hearts. Feel now this heart igniting the hearts of creativity, of all of the gifts, all of the wisdom, all of the blessings about to be bestowed upon humanity as we rise up in our divinity. This violet flame now comes into the throat of all of humanity. For all of the curses, all of the vows, all of the contracts, all of the karma, all of the implants, all of the programs, all of the suppression of the voice of humanity now, as we move into the 5th dimension, which is the throat chakra, which is about speaking the truth. Any collars, any programs, any vows, any contracts, any karma from all dimensions in time and space now being cleansed, cleared and released from all of humanity and transmuted into the violet flame. And that the truth be spoken now, that truth be ignited across this planet, the truth of love, the truth of joy, the truth of creativity, and the truth of the power of who we are as divine creative beings. Feeling now the throat chakra awake and open, and all of the trauma from all lifetimes and dimensions of being hung, of being burnt, of being persecuted, sacrificed, of being violated and diminished in every way, shape or form is now being diminished. And this flame of divinity within each and every one of us rises as we stand together in our sovereignty, the light warriors of truth, speaking our truth from the heart, having boundaries in place and claiming our sovereignty through our words. This violet flame now comes up into the pineal gland at the back of the head, and as it does, it clears away all calcification, all fluoridation, any blocking of programs of intuition, of your higher knowing, your higher knowledge, and all of the systems associated with the pineal gland for all of humanity now being ignited. And in so doing, this energy is now being sent forward to the third eyes of humanity, every third eye being opened and awakened. All of the cords, all of the programs, all of the contracts, all of the vows, anything that would prevent you using your sight, all of the wounds of persecution now being burnt away with this violet flame. See now all of the third eyes of humanity blinking open. Feel now your spatial awareness increasing around you to 360 degrees. See now your perceptions being heightened. All of the intuitions that you're getting, trusting this knowledge, trusting this power, trusting in who you are, and sending this vision forward for humanity, for that which we are here to co-create, the vision where all children grow up safe, loved and harmonious, able to realize their full potential, where communities come together and the wisdom of the elders is passed down through the generations, where all are safe, all are living in their hearts, all are fully abundant, all needs are being met and all gifts are being shared, and each person is being equally valued. For each and every one of us is an important part of the jigsaw puzzle and tapestry of life, and each and every one of us has a gift to share. So feel now the expansiveness and see the jubilee of humanity. See now the abundance pouring down upon every being on this planet. Let there be no man, woman or child living beneath the vibration that they are. Let there be no more homelessness. Let there be no more hunger. Let there be no more disempowerment or torture in any way, shape or form as we all come into this place of the Christ consciousness of unity where we all work together in harmony. And in so doing, the full potential of humanity is finally reached. Also bringing forth from the future, from our other dimensional selves, all of the knowledge and the wisdom to bring about the co-creation of this golden dawn, to bring about the beautiful, beautiful places, the beautiful homes, the beautiful sanctuaries, the places of healing, the places of art, the places of creativity, the places of education, teaching selfhood, self-awareness, responsibility, teaching respect, teaching all of the life skills that will serve, sending this energy far, far, far forward into the future and bringing it back into the here and now, bringing it back into the consciousness of humanity as we are in this moment, right here, right now. And as we do so, this violet flame comes up like a flame from the third eye, out of the top of the head, out of the crown chakra, opening all of the petals, the 1,000-petaled lotus flower. And see this violet flame going up into the central sun, releasing any blockages, any programs, anything that would prevent you having your connection to source, anything that would diminish your light or your divinity. See now this violet flame going up to the central sun and coming back down, all the way back down your central column. And as it comes back down your central column, it comes down to your feet. And your roots go deep down into the core of the earth with this violet flame, taking away all that no longer serves humanity. And as the violet flame comes down deep into the core of the earth and we connect with our own individual crystals, see beneath the earth billions upon billions of crystals being activated. And as this happens, see Mother Earth birthing the beautiful new earth, the new dawn that we came here to co-create. Feel now the power as she births her children through into the new life, onto the new earth. And all of those that continue to live in the third dimensional realms will be removed to another place and another time so that they continue to live in that existence. And as they do so, those of us that choose to evolve, to move from the fourth to the fifth and beyond dimensions now, the place of love, of unity and oneness. Feel now the vibration rising beneath the earth. See now all of the crystals, those which are connected to each and every one of us, connecting now like an electrical storm beneath the earth. Feel now the roots connecting. Feel now the consciousness rising from deep beneath the Mother Earth, coming back up again through your central column from the earth, into the soles of your feet, and again coming up through your column all the way through your body and down around your auric field. As you do so, put your protective boundary of light at your feet and make this as large or as small as you want it to be. See, all of our auras are separating as we have these boundaries, but we are also connected. And see now these boundaries of light moving up and down through your auric field, releasing anything that no longer serves. We're calling on the highest dimensions of light, the guardians of light, to protect those that are vulnerable at this time. We ask for the release of all of the souls, for all of those that have been in the place of deep desperation and deep sadness and trauma now, releasing all of this trauma, this level of trauma from the planet. For when this trauma and fear is gone, there is no more loosh to be fed off. So with the violet flame now, with our combined energy, we sweep the loosh off the planet, all of the fear. We release all of the souls to the highway to heaven now, to be freed, to come back into a physical body that's whole and healed, into a consciousness that has been relieved of the wound that has been carried from within all of us. So feel now the expansiveness of the planet. Feel now the expansiveness of your being. And as you come back down into your physical body, putting on the full armor of God, and as we do this for every being on the planet, see all of the hearts of humanity now, the divinity within each and every being rising. See the power within every one of us rising as we reclaim our sovereignty and our light, for we are made in the likeness of God. We were gods and goddesses at birth. And as we do so, we claim our sovereignty, we claim the lives that we came here to live. We claim the abundance, we claim the power that comes from within, and we claim the light that we are here to shine brighter than ever before. So again, combining this light by 10 million fold across the planet, let it amplify, and let the violet flame transmute all of the darkness now, as we all come back to the place within us, the place home that is within us, the place within the heart, the place of love for the self. Sending this energy now into all of your cells, all of your atoms, and every part of your DNA. And with it comes a sense of calmness, a sense of knowing, and a sense of empowerment that comes from within. Knowing that they will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Know that the life that we have all come here to live is moments away, and that love also is a heartbeat away as it comes from within. So feel now the power of who you are. See your divine spark now fully ignited. And as it does so, drawing to you all of that which is for your highest good, and dropping away that which no longer serves. Sending blessings to all of those that have come through your life, that have passed through your life, and welcoming those that are coming into your life, welcoming the soul tribes, welcoming the beautiful life of abundance and sharing and humanitarian things that you'll be able to do, and the freedom, unboundless freedom to travel, to do whatever it is that you choose to do, for this is your birthright. So claim it now. Giving thanks to all of the higher selves and to all of the higher beings of light, giving thanks to the violet flame for transmuting all of the darkness, and giving thanks for being taken back to the beginning of time, for the seeding of divinity and the empowerment that has come from that, giving thanks to the darkness that has brought us to this place of light, and bringing back now balance and harmony within every system, within every mind, every body, and every soul on this planet. And so it is. Okay. That felt pretty powerful. Sometimes when you go there, you just don't want to come back straight away. Oh, and so it is. Yes, and so it is. So we are beautiful, magnificent, amazing beings of light. We are worthy. We are enough. We've done enough. We've done enough. We have enough. And there's enough for everybody. So sending all so much love, giving thanks to each and every one of you too, because this is a co-creation. We're all here co-creating this new world. And just keep thinking about, if you could live your life without limits, what would it look like? What would you be doing? Because what we're living in at the moment is just this moment in time. And even though it feels like an eternity, it's actually taken us thousands of years to get to this moment in time. So if we've just got to put up with it for a little bit longer, in the bigger picture, it's nothing. So sending all so much love. I hope that was helpful. It felt really powerful. And yeah, as I say, I'll upload this to YouTube, and if you could go on there and like and comment and all of that sort of stuff, because it just feels like we need to get this energy out there now. We need to get this energy, and it's a co-creation. It's all of our energy. We just need to get this out there to just to get across this bridge, to get across this divide, and take us to what we know we came here to be, and who we came here to be, and the life that we came here to live. So yes, we are nearly there. You know, are we there yet? Yep, we are there. What's our life purpose? To be us, to be who you are. What's you know, what's your soul purpose? It's just to love yourself, to let go of all of those parts of us that have been traumatized and persecuted. Go out and get persecuted, because then you know you're making a difference. So sending you all so much love. I hope that's helpful, and I will talk to you again really, really soon.